feelings are for feeling. I know, kaboom, right? Today we are going to talk about why it's important to feel our feelings. And if you are unsure about this episode, I'm right there with you. Right after my concussion, talking about my feelings and meditating and self-care seemed like hokum. If you are a fellow doubter, I will share with you the logic behind these things. So it won't just be feelings, it will also be thinkings. But feelings are important. At the end, stick around because I'm going to have 2 phrases that you can say when well-intentioned and loving people tell you to look on the positive side of life and just be grateful. Now, there's already a lot of information about gratitude journaling, the power of positive thinking, and the benefits that they can bring to our life. But being honest with ourselves about how we're feeling can actually help our recovery. Negative emotions have a purpose. They are here to highlight areas that need attention. And if we ignore those areas and don't address the underlying causes for these feelings, it's going to hold us back from healing from our brain injury. And medical disclaimer, I am not a doctor, so this is not medical advice, and I love my doctor. So I highly recommend checking in with your doctor and seeking medical advice. My name is Larissa, and I have a brain injury, and I have been learning things over the last 4 years, and I'm here to share some of the things that I've learned that have helped make my recovery a little easier. Being aware of our emotions can help us to recover more fully. Having a concussion, whether it's severe or whether it's mild, your life is different. You have had to change things in your life, and that is both scary and upsetting. Whether you are a parent or a student, whether you work outside of the home, whether you work at home, depending on the severity of your concussion, it's going to be more or less scary or upsetting. If you try to convince yourself that I'm fine, everything is fine, it's going to be fine, your brain knows that you are dizzy, you are queasy, you have a lot more headaches than you used to, and your mind is going to call BS on your saying, I'm fine. There is a good reason that we think I am fine. You know, if a small child falls down, a lot of times parents will say, you're fine. Our family friend Virginia will ask her boys, are you hurt or are you scared if they fall and start crying? Which I think is a great thing. We're not trying to push through, but we're acknowledging the feeling. I feel scared, I feel sad, I feel angry, I feel startled. And then we can start to work through why we feel those things and how much attention we need to give those things. When I stopped working, I kept saying to myself things like, productivity is not self-worth. You are lucky, you're lucky to be alive. And being injured is not a moral failing. I'm lucky that I have family that can help me. I'm lucky that I have friends that can help me. I am lucky that I am still here. I am lucky. I should feel grateful. And while, yes, I am lucky and a lot of those things are true, they don't make up for the sadness and other big parts of the picture that I'm trying to ignore while focusing on being happy, being grateful. You can't fix what you're ignoring. By looking at the hard stuff and feeling the painful feelings like grief and loss and anger, you're able to work through the grief and loss and anger. And this is not for the faint of heart. When I look at not being able to go to work, I can't just say, I miss my work friends. I miss feeling productive and feeling helpful and feeling like I'm contributing to my community. I am afraid that I will never get better enough to go back to work. saying those things and acknowledging those feelings and fears doesn't mean that, oh, okay, that's what's wrong. Check. No more sadness, no more crappy feelings. But it does make those feelings make sense, and then they get smaller over time. When the sadness comes up, if I say, I'm not sad, the sadness is still going to want to be seen. But if I say, I'm sad, I'm missing being at work, I'm missing being around people, and then I make a phone call a friend, write a note card or a postcard or something and send it to one of my friends. It's offering that connection. I'm dealing with my sadness. I'm finding ways to work around the sadness, and I'm moving forward so that next time when I start to feel sad, it's not, oh gosh, I'm going to start crying. It's going to be terrible. But maybe next time I can say, oh, I sat down and I sent a postcard to my best friend, and now I'm going to try that again. I'm going to send a note card to my grandmother and make her day a little better. And it distracts you from the sadness and it helps you to cope, or at least it helped me to cope. Another thing that I recommend trying is setting a timer. I was having panic attacks after my car accident, and they would come and they would rise, and I would cry, and I would, hunker down on the sofa and just wait for it to be over. And I thought, this is the worst. I'm here for hours just cowering. And talking to my psychologist, she said, let's set a timer. Let's see how long it lasts. And so I set a timer. I actually noted down the time that it started, and it ramped up and it went down. And I thought, oh man, that was like at least 2 hours. And I looked at the note card, and it was 17 minutes. So when we're in these crappy, horrible feelings, we feel like we've been there for a lot longer than we have. And if you set a timer, and if you say it's going to last for 20 minutes, I can do this for 20 minutes. I can get through this, and it will be okay. And then you're not as lost in the grief, lost in the moment, because that adds on a whole other level, right? You're not just sad, but you're freaking out about being sad because this is going to take up my whole day. Now, feeling the sadness, the grief, the big feelings is important, but it's also important to come out of those feelings and to work through those feelings. If you are spending a lot of time feeling badly, I recommend seeking supports. Reach out to your family doctor. Set up an appointment to go in and talk with them. There are a lot of psychological supports, at least here in Canada, and your doctor will know which ones are appropriate for you, which ones are available to you, which ones might be subsidized, might be free services. If you are struggling financially, there are organizations that will help you out. So do reach out to your family doctor and see what is available to help get you through this crappy time. There are also a number of podcasts that I love, and books and other ways of getting support and information. Brene Brown is a phenomenal resource, and I will put a link to her website in the comments below. Glennon Doyle is another person that I really like to follow, and Didn't See That Coming by Rachel Hollis was a good resource for me, where she talks about her divorce and the way her life kind of fell apart and got put back together. And do remember, our bodies and our brains are designed to heal. Incrementally, day by day, your life is going to get better. But right now, whether you took a slap shot to the head, whether you were in a car accident, whether you had a slip and fall or a workplace accident, if you have a concussion or brain injury, you are going to have big feelings. And no matter how many well-intentioned, loving people say to you, here, try this gratitude journal, it's okay to say, not right now. I feel like crap. It's okay to feel badly. So now that we have talked about feeling crummy, let's talk a little bit about the benefits of gratitude and how to make your gratitude journal work for you. Gratitude journals are all the rage, and I actually like my gratitude journal. But you can be grateful and hopeful and also realistic. If right now gratitude journaling just doesn't feel good to you, it might be just that you need a little shift of focus or to expand the focus of your journal. Two things that I have tried are a gains journal, which is similar to my gratitude journal, or a feelings journal. A gains journal is a place where you write down small wins that you've had throughout the day. And mine has things like, today I was able to stand up and lean on the counter to brush my teeth rather than having to take the toothbrush and go sit down and then go back to the bathroom. Things like I was able to step into my boots and I didn't have to sit down on the floor to get my ankle boots on. So if you look at my journal over time, it started with little wins, and now I've got bigger gains that still feel like small steps. But when I read through my journal and look back at how far I've come over the last 4 years, it's really quite cool. It's really amazing. Good job, healing brain. Good job. The other kind of journal that really helps my logical brain is my feelings journal. Go figure. Where I write down, I feel angry because, and then I talk about why I feel angry. For example, I am angry because I can't go to work, I can't see my friends, I don't feel productive, and I miss feeling like I'm helping people. The more times I write that and the more times I acknowledge that there are real reasons for me to feel frustrated and angry, the less hold the frustration and the anger has on me. It's been amazing to watch how less intense the feelings have gotten and how much shorter the time that I've spent feeling frustrated or angry has become. Because I can look at my journal and it's not like, oh, I'm angry. Why am I angry again? I'm angry for these reasons, and that's okay. If you want to be angry today, go, you be angry. So I said that we would have 2 phrases you can use if people are trying to make you feel happier, make you feel better, get you to elevate your mood. And in the interest of full disclosure, one of my go-to moves is hiding in the bathroom. So you can totally use that. You have nothing to prove to people. You don't have to justify the way that you're feeling. And if you just need to remove yourself from the situation, go to the restroom, put your hands under the cool water to help bring your body temperature down, look at yourself in the mirror and say, you know what? I have a concussion. I'm going to have to go home early and miss half of this party, and that sucks and I feel shitty about it. That's okay. But the 2 phrases I wanted to share, if you're not stuck in the bathroom with me, are sometimes I need to feel the hard things, and this is one of those times. And you can put in whatever. Sometimes I need to feel sad, and this is one of those times. Sometimes I need to feel angry, and this is one of those times. No negotiation, no explanation, no, I feel this way because you owe nobody a justification. You feel the way you feel because you feel it and you're working through it. The other one is, I'm okay with feeling sad right now because they might think that you need them to cheer you up, but you don't. I'm okay with feeling sad right now. Crappy thing happened to me and I feel sad. I have to leave the party early and I'm sad. Thank you so much for spending this time with me today. Please remember that liking and subscribing really helps me out. And I would like for you to remember that you can rage on and you are not alone in this.